Here's something most people will not tell you. The average person spends 40 years building someone else's dream, while their own retirement account looks like a rounding error. By the time they realize the math does not add up, they are 65 and staring at a Social Security check that barely covers groceries. His is not a story about getting rich quick. This is about Henry, a middle manager who discovered that the real crisis is not running out of money when you are old. It is running out of time while you are young. Welcome to KB Bluetree, where we break down how artificial intelligence is creating wealth-building opportunities that did not exist 5 years ago. Today, we are diving into the side hustle economy that is actually working in 2026, and why the strategies that made sense in your parents' generation will leave you broke. If you have ever felt like you are working harder but getting nowhere, you are not imagining it. The game changed and nobody sent you the new rulebook. Before we go further, make sure to like and subscribe to KB Bluetree for more insightful content that helps you navigate this new economy. Let us talk about what is really happening in your career. You got the promotion last year. Your title sounds impressive. Your LinkedIn profile looks great. But somehow your bank account does not reflect all that upward mobility. You are living paycheck to paycheck with a better job title. Sound familiar? Here is the uncomfortable truth. The average wage increase from a promotion is between 3 and 5%. Inflation over the past few years has been running higher than that, which means you are technically making less money than before, just with more responsibility and longer hours. Your grocery bill went up 20%. Your rent increased 15%. Your car insurance doubled. But your paycheck grew by 4%, and your boss acted like they were doing you a favor. This is the modern employment trap. You trade more time and energy for raises that do not keep pace with the cost of living. Meanwhile, your retirement calculator keeps telling you that you need to save more, but there is nothing left to save after the bills are paid. You cut back on coffee and cancel subscriptions, but it barely makes a dent. The math simply does not work anymore. The real problem goes deeper than your paycheck. Traditional employment used to come with a promise: work hard, stay loyal, and the company takes care of you. Pension plans were real. Healthcare was affordable. Job security meant something. That world is gone, but we are still operating like it exists. Companies realized decades ago that they could increase profits by treating employees as variable costs instead of long-term investments. Contractors replace full-time workers, benefits get reduced every year. The pension became a 401k where you carry all the risk. Cost of living adjustments disappeared. And artificial intelligence is accelerating this trend because companies can now automate the middle layer where you probably work. Here is the part that keeps people trapped. We've been conditioned to believe that job security comes from being indispensable at work. So we work longer hours. We take on extra projects. We become experts in our company's specific systems. But that expertise has zero value the moment you leave. You spent years becoming really good at something that only matters to one employer. That is not job security. That is dependency. The wage compression problem is even worse than it looks. Entry-level positions now require experience that used to qualify you for mid-level roles. Mid-level roles now require skills that used to define senior positions. But the pay scales have not adjusted. Companies want senior-level output at junior-level prices. And because everyone is desperate to keep their job, we accept it. You cannot save your way out of this. Even if you cut every possible expense and live like a monk, the math does not work when your income is fixed and your costs keep rising. The retirement calculators tell you to save 15% of your income. But after rent, food, transportation, healthcare, and debt payments, 15% of what is left is basically nothing. You would need to work for 60 years to retire on that trajectory. Transition. This is where Henry was 3 years ago. Middle management at a logistics company, decent salary, good benefits, and absolutely no path to financial freedom. He did the calculation and realized he would need to work until he was 72 to retire with enough money to maintain his lifestyle. That number terrified him because it meant he had no margin for error. One health crisis, one layoff, one market crash, and the whole plan falls apart. Henry did not quit his job. That is not what this is about. He built what he calls a safety net income stream using artificial intelligence tools that handle the heavy lifting while he sleeps. Within 18 months, his side income exceeded his salary. Not because he worked twice as hard, but because he stopped trading time for money and started building systems that scale. Solutions. Let us break down what is actually working right now. These are not get-rich-quick schemes. These are legitimate business models that artificial intelligence has made accessible to regular people who do not have technical degrees or startup capital. The first opportunity is artificial intelligence-powered content creation for businesses. Small and medium-sized companies know they need content marketing, but cannot afford to hire full-time writers, designers, and video editors. You become the bridge. Tools like ChatGPT, Midjourney, and Descript let you produce professional quality content at a fraction of traditional costs. You are not competing with agencies charging $10,000 per month. You are offering the same output for $2,000 because your overhead is minimal. Here is how this works practically. You pick a niche where you have some knowledge or interest: medical practices, law firms, real estate agencies, home service companies. These businesses need blog posts, social media content, email newsletters, and video scripts. You use artificial intelligence to handle the first draft and research. You add the human touch that makes it sound authentic and industry-specific. You charge per project or monthly retainer. Once you have the systems down, you can service 10 clients, spending 10 hours per week total. The second model is artificial intelligence, automation, consulting for local businesses. Most small businesses are drowning in repetitive tasks that artificial intelligence could handle in seconds. Appointment scheduling, customer service responses, data entry, invoice processing, inventory tracking. They do not know these tools exist, and they do not have time to learn them. You become the person who implements these solutions. You do not need to be a programmer. Tools like Make Zapier and Claude let you build powerful automations with no-code interfaces. You walk into a dental office and show them how you can automate their appointment reminders and follow-up sequences. You charge them $2,000 for setup and $300 monthly for maintenance. It takes you 4 hours to implement. That dental office saves 20 hours per week of admin time. Everyone wins. The third opportunity is building and selling artificial intelligence-generated digital products. This is the model with the highest leverage because you create once and sell infinitely. Think templates, courses, tools, resources that solve specific problems. A project manager creates artificial intelligence-powered templates for other project managers. An accountant builds automated financial models. A teacher develops curriculum planners. The key is solving a real problem for a specific audience that will pay money. You use artificial intelligence to speed up creation, but you add your expertise to make it actually valuable. You sell through platforms like Gumroad or your own simple website. Price point between $30 and $200. If you sell 3 per day at $50, that is $4,500 per month in mostly passive income. The fourth model combines all of these into an artificial intelligence services agency. You position yourself as the artificial intelligence implementation expert for a specific industry. You offer content creation, automation setup, and custom tools as a package. This is where you can charge premium prices because you are solving multiple problems at once. Monthly retainers between $3,000 and $10,000, depending on the client and scope. Here is what makes these models work in 2026. Artificial intelligence tools have reached the point where the output quality is genuinely professional. But most business owners do not have time to learn them or do not trust themselves to use them correctly. You are not selling artificial intelligence. You are selling your judgment about how to use artificial intelligence to solve their specific problems. That combination of tool access plus human expertise is incredibly valuable right now. The mistake people make is trying to compete on price in oversaturated markets. Do not offer generic services to everyone. Pick a specific type of business or industry, become the go-to expert for that niche, and charge accordingly. A generic virtual assistant might charge $20 per hour. An artificial intelligence automation specialist for medical practices can charge $200 per hour because the value is specific and measurable. Start with one service for one type of client. Get 3 paying customers. Refine your process until you can deliver consistent results efficiently. Then scale by either raising prices or taking on more clients. Do not try to do everything at once. Henry started by offering social media content to real estate agents. 6 months later, he expanded to full marketing automation. 18 months later, he had 12 retainer clients and was turning people away. Success story. Let us talk about Henry specifically, because the numbers matter. 3 years ago, he was making $85,000 as a logistics manager. His retirement projections showed him working until 72. He started his artificial intelligence services side business, spending 10 hours per week. Month 1, he made $800. Month 6, $3,000. Month 12, $7,000 per month. Month 18, his side income hit $9,000 monthly, exceeding his salary. At that point, Henry made a decision. He negotiated to go part-time at his logistics job, working 3 days per week for 60% of his salary. This gave him 2 full days plus evenings to grow his business. Within 6 months, his side business was generating $15,000 monthly. His total income nearly doubled while his work-related stress cut in half. His retirement timeline moved from age 72 to age 52, 20 years of his life back. Henry is not special. He does not have a computer science degree. He is not a natural entrepreneur. He simply recognized that his job would never provide financial security and decided to build his own safety net using tools that are available to everyone. His clients include dental offices, accounting firms, and real estate teams. He provides content creation and automation services. His biggest competitive advantage is that he actually understands their businesses because he takes time to learn their challenges. Call to action. Here is what you need to do this week. Calculate your time to freedom number. Take your monthly expenses and multiply by 12. That is your annual cost of living. Multiply that by 25. That is roughly how much you need invested to retire using the 4% rule. Now, divide that number by how much you are currently saving per year. That tells you how many years until you can retire. If that number scares you, good. Fear is useful when it motivates action. Next, pick one artificial intelligence side hustle model from today and spend 3 hours this week learning the basics. Not thinking about it, not researching endlessly, actually doing something. Set up accounts with the tools. Create one sample deliverable. The gap between where you are and where Henry is now is not talent or luck. It is action. If you are interested in learning more about how to build digital and online businesses using artificial intelligence, check out our KB Bluetree channel, focused on digital and online business strategy for step-by-step frameworks that help you start and scale. And if you want to optimize your productivity and career development while building your side income, visit our KB Bluetree channel for productivity and career development for strategies that help you manage both without burning out. The retirement crisis is real, but it is not inevitable. You have more control than you think. The tools exist. The opportunities exist. What matters now is whether you are willing to build your safety net before you need it. Subscribe to KB Bluetree for more content that helps you navigate this changing economy, and we will see you in the next one.